Hello, welcome to The Becoming Trader. I'm Chris Dinkum and I am The Becoming Trader. So, last week was my first week back into trading. I've had 3 months of working, traveling and just being really busy. So I haven't had much trading going on. So last week was my first full week being back. Yeah, so my summer season is now done. So I can focus now on trading. So what I'd like to do is seeing that it's Monday today, is just have a review of my trades last week. I obviously was very eager to get into trades, so there were some trades that I obviously shouldn't have really gone into. But then there were others that I think were good trades that didn't work out too well. But yeah, we'll dive into that now. So yeah, now that my first week is done, I'm eager to just starting into the habit of trading, just seeing trades, and just getting back into that type of mentality of trading. So it'll take a couple of weeks. This week I am traveling again for vacation, going to Iceland. So I will be trading once I am there, and I will be trading on my vacation. But yeah, it is going to get busy again. And yeah, let's dive into it then. So let's see how this works. So here's my trading. So okay, so how I'm going to do this is, let's see how to do this. So let's see how to do this. Okay, so that one is that one. Okay. So this is just a summary of all the trades that I've taken this week. And let's see, yeah, so you can see that let's have a look at my graph, I suppose, for the week. So my graph has a nice little downturn there. I have to still upgrade this graph, but yeah, you can see that's a nice little downturn there. And yeah, so this is my trades for the week. And then, so this is what I'm going to be using just to go through my trades. So let's get my trading journal up. Okay, so this is my strategy that I use. And yeah, so let's look at the CAD JPY. So I'm trying to think now. CAD JPY. Let's have a look here. So let me just get the trade history up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, so I entered here. It had a really nice up hit there. It didn't really stop at any significant level. It went above that significant level there. Let's try and see if there was any other significant level. Maybe zoom out a bit here. Like it just sort of stopped at that significant level there, and so it wasn't really, it wasn't really a actual significant level. It actually just did cross that significant level there and went up, and then it sort of just went down. And this big down graph here is for the US it's the non-farm. For the Canadian, I can't remember what the Canadian is, but yeah, that Canadian big news event, it really saw a downturn, and so it did go up, and then I took out a profit here. That was my next take profit. So I took out a third of my position here, and that's it's a 2-to-1. That point there, that's a 3-to-1, and then it downturned and hit on my stop loss. Yeah, something I could have probably done is yeah, it's difficult to say because it did actually cross over that. So yeah, maybe just read the news and just followed the news event. I was following it, but I just left it. I didn't trade during it. I want to experience what would happen if I just leave it. Um, Basically, in my back testing, what I do is obviously I go through the back testing. I don't look at the news events, so that could be a normal case in my back testing, but I'm not too sure. So so I'll have to see it throughout the month how if there's any other news and stuff, how that will affect. But yeah, so it went down, and yeah, there wasn't really any signs that it would crash except for the news event. Um, so yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that so far. I think that was a good signal there, and it did go up and it did hit my 2 to 1, so I did take some profit. So actually overall, I sort of just broke even on the trade, which is ideal, right? So I broke even there. And then, so if we go to let's go to the EuroCAD. Okay, the EuroCAD was, now I sold it there. Yeah, because I think I was just sort of eager to get into trading. What I did was I only started trading, what day did I start coming back to my trade? On the 1st of September, which is around here. And the market did go above. I had a signal on the 26th of August. And so what I did was, I thought, okay, the market, the price went above there. So what I thought was, okay, what I'm going to do is, I would have got into that trade. So I'm going to get into that trade and see and see how it would have performed. And then so it went back down, went up there, and then went back down. And because one thing I should have done, or one thing I need to do, keep in mind in the future, is that point there, it didn't actually break that level of resistance or support. It didn't break that level of support. So one thing I would have been better to do is just take a 1-to-1, and get out there at that point, and then take the 1-to-1. Because then what happened, obviously, and then once it got up to there, the news event just sort of broke it through, and then I stopped out, and then I lost the trade. So, but I had a clear indication that there was multiple levels of support. It wasn't breaking that, so I must actually keep that in mind, keep monitoring it. It's not breaking that. Get out there, or even just take 2/3 and leave out just small thing in case it does break that and run. But otherwise, it was actually more than one. It was actually more than what's that? It's 625. So yeah, it would have just been about 1-to-1. That's something I need to do. So that's a good little insight there. Is take that 1-to-1. Just over 1-to-1. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not breaking. So it's clearly a reversal. Well, not clearly a reversal. But yeah, there was a sign for a reversal. So that position there would have been a good buy position. But yeah. Okay, so that's the EuroCAD. I actually do have one here for. I did enter into the Euro NZD. Sort of the same thing. what I did was there was I only started trading on the first. There was a signal to go short on the 28th, roughly on the 28th, and so when it went above there, I thought, okay, I'm gonna go in there, and then what happened was it broke out. It broke, and yeah, it's went out sort of straight away. Um, One thing I could, there was this level of, where's my little box? There was this level of, well, it broke through that level of resistance there, and then it became the support. So that is something to keep in mind. That just that level there, that it could actually break through that. It didn't actually break through that point. So it actually didn't even break through this point. So actually, that's a very good insight there. Is that the market didn't actually break through that point there, and there wasn't enough evidence that it would break down. I see it has actually broken through that point there now. So there's actually a could be a new signal here. I would like this current bar to break over this level of support here. So I would like this bar to break over that, to break beyond that, and then I think there's a good signal for short. But that's just to keep that in mind. Okay, so Euro JPY. So yeah, I did obviously enter quite a few trades last week, but I think because I was sort of backdating or back entering, if that's a word, into trades that I missed from the week before. Yeah, so okay, so here's another. So this is actually this Euro JPY is currently still going. So I had an entry there. When did it enter? Yeah, so there was an entry on the 9th. Was it a good trade to enter? There is this level of resistance, and then there's this level of resistance, but it did break through. What I did like about it was it broke through this level of resistance, which it broke through that level of resistance. There was a signal, but yeah, the only downside is that it didn't break through this level of resistance upon entering. Now that it's broken beyond that, it's actually broken beyond that. At midnight this morning, it actually did go across my 2-to-1, and because I've only opened up one trade, I'm waiting to get the signal to close it out manually, which I am actually changing. I'm going to open up 3 trades and have a profit, target profit, at the levels that I want. So I have the levels that I want is a 2-to-1, I take out a third, a 3-to-1, I take out a third, and then a 5-to-1, I'll take out a third. Yeah, let me know if that's something that you do. I have been told mentally, just taking out a small profit, every time. When it gets to certain levels, just taking out a small profit, just so that you don't feel like you're going to lose so much. Like if we go back to the CAD JPY, this was a break-even trade for me because I took out a small profit. Now, yes, I am losing. I'm not making as much if it did have to hit the 5-to-1, but mentally, is it better to do this? Is it better to just take out a small profit, and then if it does lose, you know what, it broke even, I'm still good, I'm happy. Whereas if it loses everything, then you like, oh, it's doom and gloom, the sky is falling. So yeah, so I am happy with that 2 to 1 because it was at the level of resistance there. Now, obviously, I needed to be awake at midnight when it happened to take my profits, which I'm changing my strategy. I'm going to open 3 trades, and instead of opening 1 trade and manually taking out a profit, I'm going to open 3 trades, and each one will have the um, desired level, profit level. So then that way, I don't have to be awake at ridiculous hours, um, and I don't have to be watching the market every single minute to see when it. Now I do have an alert to go off, but again, it needs to be on. I need to be awake. I need to be here. I need to be this. I need to be that. I don't want that. So I'm going to open 3 trades. Um, Ignore the cookie clock. Yes, if you're counting, it's 11 o'clock. Okay, so we'll move on. So yeah, so this is still running. I'm still confident. What I am predicting is that it will sort of bounce at this level. That resistance will become the support, and then it yeah, obviously for my sake, hopefully it goes up. Okay. So GBP CAD. So this was a similar thing. What I did was on the first last week, there was an entry point here, a signal for me to go short here, and then on the 1st of September, it came back up, so I put in a level there, and then it went down, and it hit my 2 to 1, hit my 3 to 1, and then it went down almost to my 5 to 1. As you can see, it's very close. As you can see, it's the good old trading tricks. It's like how close is that? The low is 84044, and so on. It's not even 100 ticks, to that point there. Like sort of 83 or so. So, and then after that, then it just skyrocketed, and the news entry sort of pushed it through the limit. The news, yeah. So yeah, it's not too bad though. I still made quite a decent profit. I think it was still over. It's 1.5, almost 1.5, 1.3 of a reward to my risk. So that's why I say I'm happy to take out a third at those levels, and then if it does get there, great. If it doesn't, you know what? It's not the end of the world. I'm still making a profit, and that at the end of the day is the goal. One thing I did think about, but because it was quite late for me on a Friday, and it was my first week back, so I wasn't too. I'm just still sort of getting into it, so I wasn't too keen to do this. But I did think about it. Was once it ran up, I thought, oh, it's hitting these levels. Now's a good time to go short and get back. Let it keep running back down. But I haven't. I'm not there yet. I'm still getting there. Okay, so yeah, it was a good. There was a very good. The next major level of resistance was here at the 3 to 1. That point there. There were. So that's why I did like the trade, because there was strong evidence that even though it didn't really break through those, there was strong evidence that it would continue going down, and that this was the peak of that bull run. And there was a small one there which it doesn't really matter to me. There's a small one there which doesn't really matter to me. On the reversal side, yeah, maybe one thing I could have done is just maybe move my stop loss up to that point there rather. Put my stop loss up to there, just above that, just to have a little bit more of a leeway. Obviously, now wouldn't really have made a difference, but just to add, this level here as a stronger level of resistance. But yeah, otherwise I'm happy. It was a good signal. It was a good signal for me, but yeah, unfortunately it did turn around right before it hit that level, and then it went up. I suppose one thing I could have done is taken out my profit at that point there, instead of just having it at 5 to 1. That was the lowest. That was that point there. But there were so many, like there's that point there which is below my take profit. So it was a good trade. I'm happy with that. I made a decent profit. Okay, so the GBP NZD. Once again, another trade that I decided that there was a signal there, and this was 2 weeks ago, but I only entered the market last week, so I entered at the trade. It was a good signal. It crossed over that point there. It was a very good signal. It's still running, by the way. What I'm hoping happens is that this current bar closes over that new level of resistance there, or support. Support resistance. I'm still getting into it, guys. I'm still getting into it. So I'm hoping that this current bar does close over that. That will be a very good indication for me that it will continue going down. That will be a very strong indicator. If it closes over this one here, I'll be even more confident. That will be the biggest one. There's a level of resistance and support here that it would need to cross in order for me to be really confident that it will get to my 2 to 1 and probably even to my 3 to 1. But that trade's still currently running. I like the angle of the graph. It's still very promising. My stop loss isn't, I think, in a good position. It's got this level here of resistance. It's got this level here resistance. So, and now even it's got those levels there of resistance inside. It's making new levels as it goes. So I'm happy with that. I'm quite happy with that. Alright, USD CHF. This was my signal was sort of there, around there, and this, I would say, was not a very good trade to get into. Reason being is my stop loss, I think, was in a good position. I think my stop loss was in a good position. There's lots of levels of resistance, support beyond that. So I went into a long position here. The reason why I say it's not a good entry is there was this level of resistance here. There was this level of resistance here. There was this one here. There was quite a few levels of resistance before it even got to my 2 to 1, and that is something that I need to remember. Is I need to look at that. So that, I mean, the market is sort of in a downward trend here, but there's just so many levels of resistance and support going within here that I just think that it was not a very good entry point. It wasn't a very good entry point. So that's something I need to keep in mind. I don't mind getting into it now because obviously it was my first week. I'm excited. I see a signal. Oh, let me just go into it. But yeah, obviously it's the non-farm news sort of crashed it, but that's fine. Yeah, okay. GPP CHF. What happened to GPP CHF? I didn't enter GPP CHF. Don't know why that's there. So yeah, did I miss anything? NZD CAD. I think I missed the NZD CAD. So there was just one other that I entered. NZD CAD. So same thing again. Well, not same thing. So I entered at this point here. Well, that was my signal. I put my. Now the only reason why I don't like it was it didn't actually cross over those levels there before it went down. My stop loss was where's my stop loss? My stop loss was there, which is not a bad stop loss. Could have probably been a little bit lower, but it wouldn't have really mattered because it did crash down. I see that it has actually it has escalated quite dramatically. So it has was right, just wrong time. Right decision, wrong time. Yeah, it's. I'm not going to get into reversals at the moment with those type of things, but yeah, it was a right analytics. Just yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like the reason why I say it's not too, I think the reason why I got into it is there was this level of support here. There was, and then there was this level here, but yeah, it went down, it crashed out, and then yeah, it's gone back up again. So this is definitely a level that it's not breaking, so it was definitely a nice little signal that it's going to go back up. So yeah, so that's all the trades that I went into this last week. Yeah, let me know what you think of. Let me just get this back here. Let me know what you think of my trading dynamics, if you want to call it that. If you have any suggestions, if you are seeing something that might not be, that you might be curious about, you can always ask in the comments. Yeah, so let's keep diligent, keep profitable. I'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe. Pop in the comments what you think, what you thought, and let me know. Obviously, I'm still starting out, so it's good to make mistakes. So we can all make mistakes together. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.